In recognition of the extraordinary events that have taken place this week with the passing of Queen Elizabeth II and the effect that that has had collectively in the nation and around the world. In this video, I wanted to read something from a book that I began to write over 10 years ago and is in fact still in manuscript form. The title of the book is The Gift of Dying. I've lost a lot of loved ones in my life. Mother, father, mother-in-law, father-in-law, friends, my brother, and I wrote this book after the loss of my late wife in 2006, The Gift of Dying. Those who doubt the reality of life after death will often justify their skepticism by saying that nobody ever comes back from the dead to prove or validate the evidence of what life after death is really like. They will say that those who have experienced NDEs or near-death experiences have not actually died, and that their visions and documented reunions with loved ones and brilliant white lights are probably all as a result of medications, hallucinations, or wish fulfillment to minimize the fear and anxiety associated with the dying process. I have died. I am writing from the afterlife. This little book is written in the hope that something within it will bring comfort to you. I believe that if you are reading this book or listening to this video, there must be a reason for you doing so. In 2006, my late wife Jane died at the age of 55. She had been diagnosed with breast cancer in January 2000, and for the next 6 years we experienced an almost continuous round of one treatment or another, visits to hospital, good news followed by bad news that cancelled out the previous good news, ups and downs, happy times and excruciating times. Now it was over. Her suffering was over. Her life on earth was over. Time stood still. My 3 children, now grown to adulthood, were with me as we let her go. The worst moment of our lives had arrived, and there was nothing I or they could do. In that moment, I died. Jane died physically, yet survived death as the deathless soul that she was and is. I survived death physically, but died as the David Brown who I was, knew myself to be, and who everybody in my life knew me as. I didn't just feel as though I died. I actually died. I now live in my afterlife. It is as real an afterlife as the afterlife that Jane lives in. She can't be seen by our physical human eyes, but still lives. Her world has changed dramatically, and so has mine. She is adapting to her new afterlife, and so am I. And so can you. The traditional model for bereavement counselling is now a well-trodden path. It usually consists of 5 steps: anger, denial, bargaining, depression, and finally, acceptance. Then the model of healing grief says, you have made it. You have got there. Got where? Where is there? Where is there for those that have lost a loved one? Grief is terminal. It is never healed. You die. The one with whom you have shared your life has physically gone, and something equivalent has to take place in you, or death will have won. There has to become here and now. The way to get there is to die along with your loved one. This requires no action at all, because the truth is you do die along with your loved one. Not physically, of course, but you die all the same. Suddenly, in that moment of your loved one's last breath, who you were stops breathing too. The clock says a certain time, and when it shows 1 moment later, it is as much the first moment of your afterlife as if you had been the one to die physically in that bed. You are now in your afterlife. You will live a totally different environment from now on. Your relationships with your closest friends and family will be totally different from this moment onwards. You now have a different identity. The person you were has died. In the same way that your departed loved one is assimilating his or her new state of existence in an ethereal world with an ethereal body, you too need to blink your eyes and focus on a new state of existence. In your case, you are still in a physical body, but everything else has changed. You will notice that from this moment onwards, even your physical body will change too. It will either lose a lot of weight and look somewhat younger, or it could develop aging signs or sickness rapidly. Repressing your grief and trying to tough it out will not work. Falling apart constantly and giving up will not work either. There is, however, a way forward. There is hope. You must learn a different way of loving, a different way of listening, a different way of speaking. It's not only possible to find happiness and purpose out of the ashes of the death of your loved one, but finding that purpose and meaning is the very gift that can be discovered amidst the pain that you feel in the moment of loss. How is this possible? How can purpose, meaning, and happiness ever be found? You must start by recognizing the only thing that you can be certain of right now, that nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever be remotely the same. You and your familiar world has died. Look around you. It is the afterlife. Let me take you slowly around and see how amazing your new existence can become. I'm David Brown. If this video has helped you or touched you in some way personally, and you need more help or questions answered, or the ability to simply share your feelings, then please don't hesitate to contact me. Our contact details are below this video. I hope it has been of help to some. Thank you for listening.